So I'm anxious today to talk about sentence fluency because I think that trait is just a little bit different in that it's an auditory trait. We talk more about what you hear, the rhythm and the flow of language, and how you have to listen carefully to the words of the writer. So I think it'll be interesting to hear some of the lessons that you've been doing. I know last time I asked you to bring a student's writing folder so that we could look at work from the beginning of the year through the present time and see what kind of growth. Let's go to the scoring guide for sentence fluency on page 209.
I have one. No, this is second grade, so the sentences are a little bit longer, but this is from the beginning of the year. My favorite season is summer. I like summer because I get to wear short sleeve shirts, and I get to wear sandals, and sometimes I go to the beach, and I almost do it every summer. So the sentences are in there, but they're kind of standard, I think, and they'll definitely begin with
Yeah, identical, making all sentences sound alike, which is in the 3, right? The expanding.
Right. Yeah, simple conjunctions.
Yeah.
Easy to read aloud, although it may contain repetitive or awkward sentence patterns.
Yeah.
So that's in 3.
Yep. Good. And how about now?
We've worked on changing our, the length of our sentences. My weekend was great. Yesterday was my half birthday, and today I am so busy. I have swim practice, and then I have a concert, so I won't be at home very much. So probably I won't have very much time to do my homework. I think that was a little message. P.S. Maybe I can do it at the YMCA program.
And her voice is coming through, too. Okay, so let's look at the scoring guide for that one.
Definitely different kinds of sentences.
Exclamations. The
Right.
flow from one sentence to the next is smooth. The piece is a breeze to read aloud. I like that there's a playfulness and experimentation, which she definitely is doing
Yep.
there
And
at
it
the
does
end.
create a pleasing rhythm.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
So her growth then has been from 3 to 5, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
nice to see.
she too has made some nice progress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that looks really good. What do you think some of the biggest signs of growth are that you've seen your students make in using writing sentences this year?
Well, to get away from that, I like my cat is the 4-word sentences, to break that pattern, and also the and then pattern.
I think with my second graders, it's definitely the variation in the beginning of those sentences that you really notice them being conscientious about making attempts to do that. And I think also they're starting to realize that word choice and sentence fluency have a lot to do with each other, so they're really intentional about the types of words that they use also, really wanting to create those kind of sounds and make it more musical.
As we kind of wrap up our talk about sentence fluency and look ahead to conventions and presentation, I do want to touch on revision, because I think that's something that can be overwhelming, yet again, and confusing for teachers and for our beginning writers.
You know that first graders are so, first of all, it's a huge job to get my grandma is the best down on paper, that the idea of going back and adding anything or fixing anything is, it's offensive to them. They really take offense. So I don't want to turn them off from writing.
And I've heard kids go home and say, well, I'm not a very good writer because my teacher always changes what I write.
Right.
And you're right, we don't want our kids to feel that way. So any thoughts on how to go about doing it? Because we need to guide them in this revision stuff.
I'm thinking maybe just to even model with my own writing and say, I have this sentence, can you help me to, make it better and improve the sentence, and then see if they would allow me to help them to make a sentence better. And maybe what I could do is maybe come up with like 3 or 4 different versions of the same sentence and have them suggest which one they like better and tell me why. And then maybe they can do that with a sentence for themselves and just kind of make it like a game and say, okay, now you choose,
I'm really excited about all the things that have been going on, and I hope you are too. I
Absolutely.
hope you can feel it.
Absolutely.
I think I see that you do feel it, but you really should give yourselves pats on the back because you're doing great, and the kids are really improving, as we saw with the papers we just looked at today. So keep up the good work, and next time we get together, we're going to talk about conventions and presentation. So think about some things that you want to bring along to share about those traits too.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Thanks,
good. Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks.